Alright, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is the Pentagon to release UAP records, guys. If you are new to the universe, UAP, unknown aerial phenomenon, right? Previously known, or AKA, right? UFOs. Guys, I've been waiting for this for a long time, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Right, we're gonna get some information. There's been a lot of weird videos, specifically the Tic Tac video. Listen, I don't believe none of the nonsense that people share online, specifically regarding any type of UFO, UAP type of thing, guys. I don't believe it. It's mostly all doctored, it's CGI. AI has gotten really, really good at this, guys, okay? Be fully aware. But, yeah, if there's any information, mainly give me information on the Tic Tac video, specifically. Right? The one that was filmed by the Air Force. I want to know that one and leaked to the public. Please. Explain that, please. Because that doesn't make any sense. Okay? And based off the thumbnail, that's the one that hopefully they'll be releasing, guys. Because that's the video. That's a thumbnail, like screenshot of the actual craziness that I'm talking about. But either way, let's go and check this out immediately. See where this takes us.
By the end of the day today, federal agencies will turn over all information they have about UFOs, or unidentified aerial phenomena, known as UAP, to the National Archives, which will then be made public. This comes as the Pentagon was just pressed on this very issue.
Bro, explain that. Okay? Like, if you guys have not seen that video, please, I beg of you, go and watch that video and then come back here and be like, okay, all right, I think we may have something here. I think we have something here.
I'm going to take the shot. What do you got on UFOs, aliens, etc.? Go.
The truth is out there, Jeff. And the truth is, we have no evidence.
Bro, are you quoting the X-Files?
To indicate extraterrestrial life has visited the planet.
Okay.
All right. Well, here with us is Ryan Graves. He's the first active duty fighter pilot to go public.
I mean, listen, bro, the government also said that Biden was completely okay for like 3 years. So that was a lie.
And discuss sightings. He is also the founder of Americans for Space Aerospace. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. You were an F-18 fighter pilot with the U.S. Navy. You are one of the first active duty pilots to go public about sightings of UAPs. Can you tell us what you saw in the skies?
Absolutely. We came back from our deployments while we were doing our normal duties on the eastern seaboard, and we upgraded our radars and began to see objects in our working area just off the coast of Virginia Beach that we just didn't know how to explain. They were often stationary or even moving supersonic, and eventually we got close enough to these objects to break them out, and they would often look like a dark cube, either black or gray, with inside of a clear sphere.
When you went up your chain of command and told them what you saw, what was the reaction you got?
You're crazy.
Well, unfortunately, we were only able to get so far up the chain before we hit a wall. My presumption would be that this was an issue that would get resolved through some normal channel, through some way. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And it was just an issue that was ongoing and that we had to mitigate ourselves.
You testified before a House Oversight Committee about your experience. I am curious, what motivated you to go public here, Ryan?
Well, my motivation was simple. When I saw the 2017 New York Times article and the videos that were released, I realized that that was really a cry for help and that my colleagues on the East Coast and elsewhere were still just trying to manage this issue on their own. And so my goal was to simply be able to provide whatever information and value that I could in order to mitigate the situation, since it was going unmitigated through leadership.
So we're talking about the deadline for these documents to be handed to the National Archives, What do you ultimately hope to learn from any information disclosed by federal agencies?
They're not going to disclose a single thing.
Well, I think we have to be a bit tepid with our expectations. First off, there is going to be classified information that is submitted to the National Archives, and that doesn't mean that we'll necessarily get access to that information.
Exactly.
Also, it has been revealed recently that the Department of Defense and other organizations have actually now until 2025 in order to release this information on a rolling basis. So I would not expect all this information to come out right now, and that we'll be seeing this over the next year come out in groupings. However, we have to understand that most of the information we would expect to be in a highly classified format. And so I don't necessarily have high hopes that this information release is going to provide the type of closure that most people are hoping for.
Yeah, I want to add to what you just said. We know Congress is planning more UFO hearings come November in just a few weeks. What do you hope to hear and learn from these hearings?
Well, of course, it would be nice to have some whistleblowers that are actually involved in the program or that have detailed information. In addition, there has been some recent releases about Immaculate Constellation and some work that supposedly has been done to stop this information from promulgating to the rest of the defense enterprise. And so, my hope would be that we get more information around how the government is really handling this information internally and how they're stopping the rest of the DoD enterprise from really having access to this information. And not just DoD, but of course by the congressional or by the constitutionally mandated members of Congress who are supposed to be privy to this type of information.
Ryan, do you think the government is taking this seriously enough?
No. Well, I think they are. I'm going to be honest. I think they are, but they are refusing to let us know anything, but for multiple reasons. I think we'll talk about it when we're through with the video here.
I believe certain parts of the government are certainly taking this serious. However, I don't think that information is being promulgated to the rest of the Department of Defense or intelligence communities. And so there's a gap of awareness. And that gap of awareness affects our planning for future missions and defensive capabilities. And I think therein lies the largest fault of this issue, is that we're exposing ourselves to this national security gap, if you will, and that without full understanding of what we're dealing with, we're going to continue in that unsteady, uncertain, unsafe position.
Oh, Ryan, as more documents come out and these hearings are underway, we hope you come back. Ryan Graves, thank you for your time.
All right, guys. So here's my overall dilemma. Like, what benefit would the American people have to actually knowing if they do have any information or even any type of insight on what exactly that Tic Tac video was about, or that secondary video? Incredibly intriguing, even though I didn't see a shadow on the ground. That could be based off the angle. Maybe the sun positioning was placing the shadow somewhere else. I look for things like that whenever you guys send me some craziness, right? I saw none of those things, right? But it did look like, based off of the shadows that were actually on the ground, the sun placement would have been pretty much correct for that video on that object that was basically just completely going through, air, let's say. So here's my thing. What benefit would the American people actually have from knowing this? I don't think we'll have one. We're already super divided over nonsense, right? To be honest, we're completely divided over nonsense. Everyone is in their own camp right now. They're hunkering down, basically, to feed their echo chambers. And the dilemma that I see, at least, is this would not do anything for us. Nothing. Not the overwhelming majority of people. It will do nothing. But further divide. You'll have one group basically being like, this thing doesn't exist, this isn't real, while completely ignoring the fact that things can absolutely be terrible. Then you have another group that will be most likely welcoming to this and be completely wrong, let's say, right? Because, for example, if a race of beings had the ability to travel the stars at such great distances in a lifetime, in their own one singular lifetime, right? Why would they just want to talk to us? They're coming most likely because they want our water. You understand that water is in our level of water, our pale blue dot, in the words of Carl Sagan, at least, because we're rare, guys. So with that being said, maybe they're coming for our water. Maybe they want some hard water, heavy water. I think it's called hard water. I think it's called one of those things, either hard or heavy water. You get what I'm saying. Maybe they want something we have. Maybe they want our salt. Okay, that could be something also, potentially. I think that's probably more available because, as seas dry up, salt just lays kind of on the surface, I guess, right? But either way, I don't think if aliens were to come, right, if they existed, they would come here for by peaceful means, unless they're us. Okay? We are missing a gigantic amount of our history on this planet. We are. It seems like everything that we always speak about is generally less than 13,000 years. I know that I just triggered a whole lot of people. You're going to be like, mud flood. I'm not talking about mud flood, bro. Okay, but what I'm talking about is we're missing a lot of history. We're missing a lot of human history. Like, what if we're not the first iteration of human that has evolved on this planet? What if there was something before us, for example? Right? And what if these beings got tired of being here and went somewhere else? Okay, what about that? And then millions of years pass by, and they're like, I wonder what that planet is about. What is it doing now? Or I don't know, guys. Right? And then they come here. What if we are the aliens, basically? Another humanoid species evolves on Earth. They become so technologically advanced, we don't even recognize their technology as technology. Example, Baghdad batteries and things like that. You get what I'm saying? Hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. What if we were the aliens? Just thought. And I don't think that we would come back for anything, or that other humanoid species would come back here for anything nice, guys. I don't think so. They would want whatever resources have been able to accumulate over the time they were gone. They do what's here. They want salt. They want water. I don't know, guys. Hopefully you understand. All right? They want carbon in general. But all right, listen. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of my absolutely ridiculous theory. All right? Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.